I think the left is more cult-like. I was in it for 20 years, what's known today as the woke left, but we used to call it social justice left. If you had questions, you had to check your privilege, or there was always some line that they would use to get you to stop asking questions, which is sort of cult-like. And then the other thing was there was this encouragement to separate from people who didn't agree with you. And so I slowly over time whittled my world down to just people who were in the social justice left. And there was really, for people who left, which I did eventually, which was a long process, it's a bit like you become an apostate. You don't just leave or have different opinions. It's like once you leave, you can't come back.
One could state that woke started off reasonably enough as a term tied to awareness of what some people believed were systemic inequalities. But evil people proselytized victimhood for all and metastasized woke into a corrosive mindset that prioritizes identity over merit, stifles free thought, and forces conformity under the guise of moral superiority. Of course, the high priests of wokeness have used this new religion to command the unwitting NPC masses into doing their bidding. From engaging in what was essentially a color revolution during the Summer of Love, wherein, in the name of racial equity, a term of the woke religion, they burned down people's businesses across America, that which they've put their life into, destroyed lives, literally killed people, and demanded that the government take legal action against those who dared to stand up to them, dissent, and be labeled a heretic. Publicly, they will stone you with epithets: racist, sexist, misogynist, in an attempt to get you blacklisted and fired from your livelihood. And once your scalp is taken, they hold it up high in the air as a warning against others whom might speak up. What this does is create an echo chamber where only the approved opinions survive, and it undermines the pursuit of truth. Professors, for example, have faced censure or cancellation for questioning orthodoxies on gender or race, not because their arguments were wrong or disproven, but because they were deemed offensive.
How dare you!
Thus, curiosity and innovation are replaced with silence for fear of retribution. Dare not give the religious communist / BLM salute.
Say Black Lives Matter.
Put the fist up, but you gotta say Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, say Black Lives Matter, homie.
Feel better.
Say fucking Black Lives Matter right now.
Black Lives Matter.
Say Black Lives Matter, bro. No,
You didn't? I didn't hear shit, bro.
Be prepared to have a mob threatening you in your face. Question whether or not the COVID virus escaped from the Wuhan Institute of Virology, where it might have been artificially created by scientists, and you were deemed to be a racist. But not if you thought that it emerged from the Chinese culturally accepted dirty wet market from an exotic animal that these people were eating for dinner. This was considered acceptable because the high priests of the religion were able to cover their tracks for a while by using this dogma that has infected into these NPCs to their advantage. The religion reduces all human interaction to oppressor versus oppressed binaries. This lens absolutely distorts reality. It casts individuals as avatars of their group identity rather than as complex beings that you and I are. It breeds resentment, as seen in policies like affirmative action or corporate DEI, which means diversity, equity, and inclusion, initiatives which critics often argue prioritize optics over competence. As we've seen recently in the airline industry, this seems to have negative repercussions on the planet. In practice, this has led to qualified candidates being overlooked in favor of meeting quotas with reverse discrimination, which then erodes trust in our institutions. And honestly, every single competent Black and Hispanic person out there should be irate about DEI, because no one questions anyone's qualifications in a meritocratic field like sports. But in any field where you get preferential treatment based on your race or color of skin, I will absolutely wonder whether or not you are truly qualified. Sorry, my friends, that is the reality.
Dr. Graham, this is my friend Larry David.
Hi, how you
my
doing?
dermatologist.
Hi, really?
Oh, yeah, what, for 15 years already?
Even with the whole affirmative action thing?
The woke have used their ill-gotten power and their ability to point at a disfavored individual and cancel him, which then deprives them of jobs, money, social standing, and friends. In the corporate world, companies bow to activist pressure, firing employees or altering products to appease a very small vocal minority, as seen with brands like Gillette or Disney pivoting to woke messaging and products, in the case of Disney, only to alienate a broader audience, which has been a disaster for shareholders. I guess this has been a pleasant side effect for the Marxists controlling the reins of wokeness. Politically, it's birthed policies like defunding the police, which critics link to rising crime rates in cities around America, arguing that idealistic slogans trump pragmatism and actual justice for true victims. It's okay to steal from a hard-working Korean grocery store because you are oppressed. So go and get your ill-gotten gains and we will applaud you. We will eliminate laws which prevent shoplifting in California up to $950, and you can do that every day. That's what took place. Can a society stand with such laws? The religion of wokeness demands sacrifice of reason, merit, and unity at the altar of woke, promising a utopia created upon misery that will never actually come. A few eggs must be cracked for an omelet that you will never get to eat. But now, my friends, is finally the time to crusade against this authoritarian and destructive religion that masquerades as love and kindness in motion. I have been urging all of you to join me on this crusade for 6 years. But today, with Trump being elected and Elon owning Twitter, where speaking out against wokeness in any voice above a whisper previously earned you a shadow ban or a suspension, now the water is warm. Join the army. Join us as we ride against the woke mind virus that emanated from the halls of Marxist laboratories of the far left. Join today and stand up for your birthright of free speech and the ability to choose for yourself your life course and what you can and cannot say. Ride with us with your verbal sword drawn, ready to slay those sanctimonious frauds who preach divisiveness, racism, and poison fully capable people with a victimhood narrative and the idea that they are oppressed.
Race matters, and we need to say so.
Wokeness is on its heels, and it is our duty as red-blooded, patriotic Americans who believe in merit to put now a stake in the heart of this evil ideology, to call out and mock those who preach it, and to reprogram the minds of all the NPCs who merely go along to get along, to clean up the schools and the teacher programs ingraining this toxic religion into the young. And if you aren't sure what side you want to take, imagine 20 years from now, still in your lifetime, when you tell young people that a group of cultists believed that it was loving and tolerant to chemically castrate teenagers who were confused by puberty or their social standing and chop off their reproductive body parts, and called you transphobic and a bigot when you objected.
When I wrote Irreversible Damage, and this came out in 2020, and Amazon refused to carry ads, then Amazon wouldn't allow autocomplete for the book, so people who typed in the name wouldn't find the book. And then we had, Target deleted it, and ACLU came out in favor of Anyway, when all that happened, what that meant was that every month that went by, thousands of children in America who were medically transitioned with the encouragement of parents who couldn't get access to information about the risks. Couldn't get access. You couldn't find material that would tell you there was another side to this.
Or covering up for grooming gangs in England, taking sexual advantage of little white girls and thwarting investigations into their malicious and nefarious actions because they are people of brown skin color and of the Islamic faith. Wokeness protects these evildoers, all while sacrificing individual liberty for a delusional common good that never makes itself manifest. It is time to put the kibosh on the woke.
Now I'm going to put the kibosh on you. You know I've kiboshed before.
So join in my and Elon's and Trump's and the sane crusade today. Join the fight, and let's merely replace the religion of wokeness with merit and, above all, simple common sense.